If you if you believe in miracles, then you can appreciate a miracle. Our bodies.
Hey, what do you got?
Have irrefutable evidence of God.
Great. What is it?
Yeah, look around you, the trees.
Wow, the trees. Look around me. They're so
Yeah.
tree-like and green.
Anyway,
Wow.
why don't you believe in God?
Because there's no trees around me, so maybe God's not real because there's no trees.
Why don't you believe in God?
There's no fucking evidence for it.
Yeah, okay, that's an argument from ignorance fallacy. We can go to conclusions. So
Okay.
this other one is you
but guess
committed the
what?
fallacy.
How about the problem of evil? How about the divine hiddenness
Yeah, that
issue?
doesn't
How
attack
about
anything
the
I
will
said.
omniscience
That
paradox?
doesn't
How about
attack
the
anything I
omni
said.
paradoxes? How about the
Do you know what the
ill-defined?
argument from ignorance is?
I do, but do you know
Yeah,
that
go ahead
I
and
have
define
actual
it.
arguments against God?
Wait, go ahead and define it.
Do you when your argument it's when your
What
argument
happened?
uses
Wait,
your
you can't
lack of
define it?
understanding of
Wait,
something
you
to
know what,
prove
but you
it.
can't define it. You know what, but you can't define
I
it.
just did. You just talked over me.
My bad. Go ahead and define it. Go ahead.
An argument from ignorance is when you're using a lack of understanding as an argument for something.
Oh, where'd you get the definition from?
From my fucking brain. That's what it is.
Yeah, okay, so if I make an argument or like make a definition based on my brain, does that justify it or does that validate it?
No, because I remember it from the actual definition of it from Stanford.
Yeah, okay,
Now,
Stanford. That's what I was looking for.
do you have an actual argument for God now?
Yeah, okay, so your premise, right, is based
Right.
upon a fallacy. Therefore, it's
Did you
contradictory.
not hear that? That was not my only. First of all, lack of evidence is not an argument for ignorance.
Yes,
I'm not
it is.
saying that. Hold on. I am not saying that just because there's no evidence of God, that means God can't exist. I'm saying that it's unlikely to exist, right? For the same reasons why I don't believe in unicorns or leprechauns. There's no good evidence for those things. But also, we can look at divine hiddenness, the problem with evil, right? The omni paradoxes. There are reasons for not believing in God that are logical.
Yeah, okay, that presupposes my definition of God.
Great. So, what definition of God would you like to use today?
A higher deity or being that made the universe.
Oh, so what do you mean by higher deity? What does that even mean?
Beyond our comprehension, that's non-physical, meaning lack of space.
What's a lack of space mean?
That they exist outside of time.
What is that? What do you mean outside of time? How is that possible?
Space of time. Okay, so this being created time eternally. Okay, therefore they exist out of it.
How do you create time if you don't have time to make it in?
That's literally God. Like, that's one of the abilities of God. Okay,
see, this is why I don't believe in your fucking God. It's illogical. You need time to make something. If you don't have time to make it in, how the fuck can you make anything?
Yeah, that presupposes Albert Einstein's theory of linear time.
No, it doesn't.
So go ahead and validate it.
No, it doesn't. This works on the A or B theory of time.
Okay, so why is that valid? Why is that valid?
In both circumstances, you need time for something to occur. If you don't have time, you have no actual motion.
Yeah, so okay, I'm not saying that we don't need time. I'm saying that how you're presupposing how time works. So I'm asking you to justify why you think that time specifically works that way.
That's the definition of time is motion, right? Things in motion.
Yeah, that's fine. It can be the definition. That still doesn't attack anything I've said.
It does, because is it movement for God to create a universe? Isn't that a motion?
Oh my God! All right, so time is biconditionally through change, right?
Sir, isn't God going from a state of no universe to a state of a universe? Isn't that a change?
Yes, he exists outside of time that made time eternally. Do you know what
change requires time? Change requires time.
If he exists outside of time, those constraints don't affect him at all.
That's just a tautology. Show me that it doesn't. That doesn't make logical sense.
Oh, yeah, Mike, I'm not sure if you attacked anything I've said. Okay? I mean,
do.
Mike.
You don't understand what do you know what a tautology is?
No, go ahead and define it.
Right.
What is
Yeah.
a tautological
It's when
argument?
you it's when you're using it. It's like you're just restating a definition that you've made up in your mind, right? That's a tautology. So what you're saying is God is outside of time and can make time because he can make time. That's your argument.
Yeah,
That's
didn't
bad.
they use the
You have to
same argument?
demonstrate
Like,
that it's.
I think a fallacy. I think what a fallacy is based on my mind. So here's that fallacy. That's literally what you
Okay,
did.
Eminem. Listen very very carefully. You have not shown that change can happen without time. Can you do that?
Oh my God. Okay, so once again, if time exists, if God exists outside of time and he makes time eternally, therefore we wouldn't need to.
That's a tautology. You're just rambling at this point. Show me that you need that time, yeah, that God can create something without time to make it in.
Yeah, so basically I'm not sure if you believe in the Bible, right? So it states that the Bible states that God created something from nothing, right? So why don't you believe in the Bible?
You think something from nothing's logical.
Yeah. Go ahead and disprove the Bible.
Something from nothing is logical.
Yeah, go ahead and prove.
Okay. So how can
Just
something come from nothing? How is that possible?
Yeah,
Explain.
God is illogical. So if God is beyond our comprehension, then I wouldn't need to justify it since it's metaphysical.
God is illogical?
Yeah. So I can't really. So if you're
Okay,
asking
so
for
God,
proof,
so God doesn't exist because he can exist
Why?
and not exist at the same time. I win! Yay! He doesn't exist.
yeah, okay. So if he's illogical, right? He's illogical to us, meaning he's beyond our comprehension, right? So that would just presuppose that you win the debate, which you still haven't disproved the Bible.
I win! Yay!
Damn, wait, Mike, you won?
This is your this is your logic, right? Because all you're saying is, I don't understand God, but he can defy our logic. Trust me, bro. Read the Bible. This is your argument.
Yeah, no, read the Bible. Yeah, you haven't disproved the Bible. Go ahead.
You think donkeys can talk?
Why couldn't they? Why can't they?
They don't have vocal cords.
Yeah, before then.
Wait, you think there was a time where donkeys had vocal cords that can speak language?
I don't know, could they?
No, there was no time where they
Yeah,
could
go ahead
speak
and prove that.
English.
Go ahead and prove that.
We have fossil evidence and DNA evidence to demonstrate this.
Yeah, fossil evidence. So are you
Yeah.
using the absence of evidence of that donkey not having vocal cords?
Yeah, there's no evidence that donkeys talked back then. If you think they did, you're making the claim that they did talk.
Okay,
So that's
so
why we
why?
can destroy your Bible, your biblical claims,
Uh-huh.
because they have no evidence behind them. We can also take a look at Noah's Ark, right? That never happened. It's impossible geologically.
I'm not gonna let you
We can
yap. Hold on.
also-
I'm
yeah,
not gonna
so-
let you yap. So, if why can't there exist where donkeys can talk and cannot talk in the same time?
because that's a contradiction.
Why?
How can donkeys talk and not talk at the same time?
No, you misinterpreted what I said. That's a straw man. Anyway, right. So I'm saying there's a population, right? 50 of those. So the 70 donkeys, 50 of those cannot talk. 20 of those can talk. Why can it be possible that the scientists only have found?
I literally
Let me
can't
finish,
believe
let
you're
me
trying
finish, let
to
me finish, let me
justify
finish, let me finish.
docking donkeys. I can't believe this isn't Shrek. Donkeys can't fucking talk, bro. Are you serious?
Mike, it's kind of hard taking the devil's advocate, buddy. So you're gonna have to hang in with me. So basically, right? If it's
All right,
Mike,
you
post
have
this
a
on
good
YouTube,
day.
Mike.
Next. What a fucking troll. Ah. Unbelievable. Everybody, please subscribe to the YouTube link in bio. I don't know if I'm going to post this one. This debate was kind of weird today. A lot of ignoramuses, but we're not subscribing, but your mom is. Don't worry. I texted her. She's going to subscribe. All right, who else do we got today? Let's see. Who can come up? You subscribed? Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing. We're almost at 2 million subscribers. 2 million.
Okay.
What do you got?
So you don't believe in heaven or hell?
Nope.
That's cool. Where do you think you're going? Where do you think your soul is going? You don't have a soul. Okay, that's cool. You don't believe in time. What time is it? Okay, there's no time. That's cool. So what do you believe in?
When did I say there's no time?
Mike, what do you believe in?
Facts?
You said in your video that there is no time.
No, I never said that.
You don't remember,
I said time is.
No, you did say that.
I said time doesn't pass. I said time exists. It just doesn't pass like we think it does.
So how do you think it does time pass?
It doesn't. That's what I just said.
So it's not 7:03 because time hasn't passed
No,
since you started the video.
It is 7:03, ma'am. But the problem is that time, the perception of time passing, that's an illusion. That's not
What is
fundamental feature.
perception for you?
Perception is just our brain's response to surroundings, right? But time itself is
Okay, that's
hold
fine.
on. Time itself is a dimension of space and time, and it could be in the sense infinite and static. The passage of time
Infinite.
is what
Do you believe
relativity
in
shows
infinite
us
if
is
you
an
have no
illusion.
soul?
I don't know what a soul is.
Okay, so why do you believe in infinite time if you don't believe in infinite humans? And why are you trying to protect the animals when they do have a soul?
I don't know what
You
an
don't know
infinite-
because your brain is not enough, right? Or you don't know because you don't have enough time to
I don't know what it-
consist of time
I don't-
passing.
I don't know what an infinite.
I just
human
want to
is.
let you know, Mike, that I really respect humans and I really want you to be honest with people. Like, don't lie. Don't come up here and lie to people that there is no God. You have no idea
Blah,
what
blah,
God
blah,
is.
blah, 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 blah. That's what you're doing.
Honey, that just
Blah,
shows
blah,
that you're
blah,
acting
blah,
like a
blah, blah,
child
blah,
and you
blah,
are
blah, blah,
triggered
blah,
by
blah,
abuse, right?
Timbers.
Because you're protecting the animals that are being abused.
She's exposing me.
Oh, look at you. You should take a screenshot. Oh, no, I'll take it in the absence of time. I'm not exposing you, babe. I'm telling you that you're lying to people.
Okay, what lie did I say? What lie did I say?
Okay, do you have something to say?
What lie? What lie
You
did I
said
make?
God is imaginary. Okay, prove
What
it.
lie?
You
What
want me to
lie
prove that
did I
God is
make?
real?
What lie did I make?
You
babe?
said God is imaginary.
What lie did I make?
That is a lie,
What lie?
Mike. God is real.
No, a lie is when you intentionally say something incorrect. But
Chanel.
there could be evidence of God, but I accept that there could be evidence of God. But there are many gods that are
Incorrect.
imaginary because of something called logic. See, you don't understand what you're talking about.
Incorrect.
Great. So how can God exist if there's evil?
What's
If God is
logic
loving-
to
What?
you if there's no perception?
When did I ever say
How do
there's
I
no
not
perception?
understand what I'm talking about?
Ma'am, I think you're kind
You're
of like,
now being micro abusive. God is given to God. Yep.
What?
Evil. If we're talking about three people, it's between me, God, and you. Who do you think is evil? God tells people the truth. I tell people the truth. I defend the truth. And you're telling people lies because you're mad at God.
Prove that God
Is
exists.
is that okay, Mike?
Prove that God exists.
So your ancestors don't believe in God? What are they? In the absence of time.
Ma'am, can you give evidence of God now?
Babe, I'm asking you like 4 questions. You can't even answer one, and then you want to ask me one question.
Next.
Yo, what's up, man? How's it going? Pretty good, pretty good. That's awesome. Yo, can you hear me?
Hurry up, sir. Hurry up. Let's go.
All right, bro. All right, bro. So your question or statement, I should say, God doesn't exist is circular and it contradicts itself. So if you can tell me that how God doesn't exist, I'll be glad to listen.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Is God all loving?
Yes.
Is God all powerful?
Yes.
Okay. Does whatever God want always happen? If God wants something, will he always get it?
Yes. In a humble manner, yes.
Okay. Does God desire that everybody goes to heaven?
Yes.
Okay. Does everybody go to heaven?
No.
So then you're saying that God failed at getting his desire, which
Wrong.
means he can't exist.
Wrong. Free will. You ever heard of that?
That doesn't solve the problem because God could have made a world where we have free will and still go to heaven.
It's God gave us a choice. He gave us free will. He gave us the choice to be with him or apart from him for eternity. He said in the Bible that if we don't want to
No. You're not going to preach your garbage, right? So when it comes to free will is not a get out of jail free card. I'm sorry, sir, but if God has free will and never does wrong, clearly he could have made a universe where we have free will and never do wrong, such that evil never occurs.
God is outside of time, space, and matter. He created everyone, everything. He gave us the choice to be with him or be apart from him. That's
Okay.
our choice.
You're not understanding what I'm telling you. Because again, God has free will, but never does wrong, right?
Correct.
God always chooses the correct option. So God could have given me free will, but also given me a good nature such that I always choose the right option. And God could have done this for every person in the world.
That would
evil never existed.
that would cancel the point of free will. If he designed us, if he designed us to always want to choose the right answer, that's not free will. That's not letting us decide what we want to do.
Does God always want to choose the right answer?
Yeah,
If
because he's God.
But he still has free will, right?
He does.
Great. So then clearly we could always choose the right answer and still have free will.
You're circling this. Do you understand what free will is? It's giving people the choice to do bad and right.
Yeah.
If everything we chose to do is right, then it wouldn't be free will. Free will is the option.
So then by your definition, God doesn't have free will because he always chooses right.
God does always choose right, yes.
So he doesn't have free will.
It doesn't specify that. I don't know if he has free will or not. I just know that he gave us the free will.
So God could be determined. God might be a robot.
We don't know. He could be a robot in his own way. You don't know.
So what's stopping us from being robots?
Have you ever seen God?
What if we're all robots? This is where your logic comes to, right? You could be mistaken about this.
Okay, but it all comes down to faith. You don't have faith. You don't know the people who have faith, how they perceive God. If you had faith, you would perceive God.
I have a lot of faith, sir. I have so much fucking faith.
Not in Jesus,
so much
clearly.
faith that God doesn't exist. I win because I have faith.
You don't know what faith is. Faith comes from God. Faith doesn't come from world.
No, faith comes from lack of no God, having no God. I win because I have faith that God doesn't exist. I win. This is what you're doing.
Why are you using that face?
Because faith is stupid.
Then why'd you just say you had it? I mean, you just contradicted yourself once again.
I'm trying to do what you're doing.
You said you had faith in the world just now. You just said faith was stupid.
That was called an internal criticism of your ideology, right? I'm putting on your shoes for the sake of the argument, showing you that faith doesn't work.
You don't have faith. You wouldn't know how faith works.
Okay. You know, I was Christian for 20 years of my life, and I have faith in God.
I don't think you were Christian, right? What denomination were you, if I can ask?
I was Catholic.
You were a Catholic, okay.
I know what faith is, sir. And unfortunately, I know you have faith in God, but it doesn't give you the right to say that it exists. Faith is useless in the sense of getting us somewhere reliable when it comes to knowledge. And because anybody can have faith, just as you have faith in God, I can have faith in no God. And we're in the same position.
Okay, well, if you want to use that, then let's switch topics.
Okay.
Where do you think we come from? I'm making it blatant for you.
I don't think we were Ubered here, or this isn't we weren't Amazon Primed here. Like Jeff
Right.
Bezos didn't go, let's order some people today. Beep, beep, beep. People coming in. Here's your order of people.
Yeah, because that would be
never
pretty
happened,
stupid,
right?
wouldn't it?
We didn't come from somewhere. We could have always existed through time.
And how would that work exactly? Just to hear your standpoint.
Physics, evolution, biology, chemistry.
Okay, but is everything in science proven to be true?
Everything we do in science is evidence to be true.
Okay, then how can you explain that God isn't, in fact, a being that you just can't prove to exist or
I don't know
disprove
what
to
God
exist?
is. God is a word to me. It doesn't mean anything meaningful. It's
So-
just a word.
As an ex-Christian, you don't believe that God has any meaning whatsoever?
It has meaning in the sense of like you feel it means something to you, but logically speaking, it has no coherent meaning to it, right? God, typically, when we say God, we typically mean a person, figure who loves us. But to me, that's a humanized thing. When we talk about omniscience, omnipotence, and all these different versions of God, right? All loving, all powerful, that's where it gets iffy. That's where it
Gotcha,
becomes incoherent.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I don't know. It's hard to, I mean, you can't prove God's existence, you can't disprove God's existence. It's really just a circular.
We can
Okay,
disprove
yeah, you
it.
have to-
We can. I just disproved your God, right? I just did it.
In what way? You can't say,
I showed you that if God is all loving and has in every desire he has actualizes, and a desire he had didn't actualize, that God can't exist. He's not omnipotent or not loving, right?
that goes back to the free will thing. It's another circular.
I showed you why free will doesn't solve that problem, because God could have made a world where we have free will and never do evil.
He did give us a world of free will with
Yeah,
evil inside
But
of it.
God could have made us a good-natured being such that we never do wrong.
I see where you're coming from. You see where I'm coming from too? Like,
No.
you don't. Okay. Do you have like a computer or anything nearby that you can search up the definition of free will?
Yeah, it's the ability to choose any action without any external influence.
Yeah, so an external influence being, I don't know, like a parent or guardian, say for example, if a parent or guardian, like if you didn't have one, you would have the option to choose bad or good, right? Right?
Yeah, but the problem is that when it comes to our free will, if God made us perfect beings with free will never make mistakes. So if we were good from the get-go, we would never make a mistake, even if we had free will, because we would have made the best choices, the perfect choices. But we didn't do that. For some reason, we live in a world where evil exists. Either God made us evil or God doesn't exist. Which one?
The choice of free will is to do something bad or good. Let me put that into detail. So we live in a world, things are bad, things are good. People could rob a bank, people could give someone, a homeless person, $500. There's lows and there's highs. There's the bad things, quote unquote, bad things that we do on earth is all a representation of how we feel towards it. It's our feelings towards something that happens. Or take, for example, if you saw some dude running down the street with a bag full of money, you would assume.
Blah, blah, blah. Next. Keep tapping, guys, and please subscribe to the YouTube. Lots of great content there. Lots of debates there. Take that L. Dude, your profile picture is some kind of magic ghost priest. I'm not subscribing. Your profile picture is a child, and your name is called Man of God. It would be so easy to be a Christian and just go on live and go blah 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 blah
Yo,
blah. I win. Blah blah blah.
what's up, Mike? What's up? How you doing, bro?
Tired. What do you
Hey,
got?
yo, I got some steaks in the oven right now. You want some?
Sticks? I don't eat
Steak.
sticks, sir.
I said
Have a good
steak,
day.
bro. I said steak.
Ew, he eats sticks. Ew, he eats sticks. Ew. Next. Hey, what do you got?
So what's the debate? What do you want to know? So do you believe in God then? So you are atheist, yeah? So first of all, what is God? Do you even know what God is? What is the meaning of the God? As you can see, we are the gods. That's the fact.
Me?
Yes, you as well, and me. You can be a dog or a god. You know, God. Another side is dog, so you can be a fucking animal. You know, demons are animals. They eat.
Oh, okay, sir. Go take your medication. Next. Demons are animals. Hear that, guys? Bambi? That's a demon. Don't talk to Bambi. They're demons.
Hi, how are you?
Confused and tired. Do you
I'm
have any
sorry.
evidence for God?
No, I'm also an atheist. I had a question about veganism.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you feel about hunting and consuming animals in cases where the animal is overrun and actually causing like negative effects on the environment? Like, if there was a meadow that had too many deer and they were eating too many of an essential plant. And
Yeah. So instead of shooting the poor animals, I would
Mhm.
think of other options that we can exhaust before
Like
we
what?
just shoot them like mad
Okay.
people. Fencing, contraceptives, urban development practice changes. We have many other options. First, we should exhaust before we start shooting animals. That's my point. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a fair assumption. I just have a background where I just grew up hunting, and currently I'm a wildlife biology student, and I see a lot of crossover between hunters and what they do actually benefiting the environment that they're in.
Hunting doesn't benefit nobody. Hunting doesn't benefit. Hunting is a band-aid. The
Mhm.
problem, the root problem is of in overpopulation is development. We we develop developments terribly. We cut down trees, the animals, deer get attracted to it, we put out food
Mhm.
for them. It's our
Yeah.
fault in the first place. Hunting doesn't do any good in the long term.
So if we think about cases like in the Appalachian Mountains right now, there's like way too many feral cats, and there are people that are going out there and they're hunting the feral cats, so they don't breed, and they're doing this because it's to a point where it's just not feasible to spay and neuter all of them. There's too many of them, and they're actually destroying local bird populations, which is in turn destroying like a lot of native plants in the area. So what would be your management plan for something like that?
Again, exhaust all non-fatal options first
Like
before you
what?
start shooting the animals. And if we have to, and there's no other option possible, then yeah, maybe you can make the case to shoot. But I think that I don't think that's ever going to be the case. I think that there's always better options. That's all.
Okay.
Look for gray areas, and of course there's gray areas to every ethical framework. It's never black and white.
hmm
Okay.
So
Let's go back to fourth grade science, Mike, real quick. Do you know how the food chain works?
Yeah.
Could you explain it real quick? You know, since it's basic science. I mean,
And plants feed the smaller animals feed the larger animals, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
okay, and you're aware that if you take one of those animals or plants out of the equation, it could become devastating.
I do. Mm-hmm,
Oh, you do. Oh, well, you do too. Okay, so with that being said, hunting is in fact keeping the food chain in balance. You know, since humans are at the top of the food chain, we're responsible to keep everything in check.
How was hunting causing good?
Population control, pest control. Do you know the feral hog
Yeah,
problem in
you know, there's
Texas?
other options for pest control than to just shoot animals.
What,
That the animals
fencing?
don't have to die.
Fencing?
Yeah, fencing, urban development practice changes.
Yeah,
All
do
the
you know
we
hogs
just we
rip through
just
fences,
fucking talked
like
about this,
it's nothing? Like
sir. We just talked about this. There are
yeah.
several other options that are way better than shooting animals like barbarians.
And do you think those wildlife experts wouldn't have come up with better options?
Yeah, it's just that people are too lazy to do it. It's easier to go out with a gun and shoot them. It's harder to implement those practices. So that's what a vegan's advocating for. Hey, maybe let's try to do something beneficial. Let's try not to just shoot them like mad people. Let's do something a little bit better. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, like fencing. But fencing doesn't work.
Yeah.
But
Not
it doesn't
just
work, though.
fencing though, sir. All the other possible options.
I mean,
too.
I'm
Depends on
using
the
your
situation.
options.
What?
I'm using the options you gave me, and they don't work.
Okay, if all the non-fatal options don't work and we have to resort to shooting, okay, you could have a case there, sure. But for the vast majority of animals that you kill and we kill, we don't have to shoot them. There's no reason for that.
Are you like talking about like what's it called? Fuck, I can't think of the word. I'm sorry, English is my first language. Are you talking about like farms and stuff?
Logic
Like,
isn't the first language either. Next.
Hi, man.
Hey, what do you got?
Two things actually. I'm curious, like, are you vegan because of the animals or are you vegan because of your health?
Animals.
Animals. Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm vegan, but not for the animals, not so much for the animals, but because it's healthy. Do you agree that eating vegan is more healthy than eating like meat and stuff?
Yeah, but veganism is an ethical stance, not a diet. All right. So you're a plant-based dieter. You're not a vegan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. And the other thing was, yeah, I do believe in God. I was just listening to that combo with that guy. I just believe like it's by design. It's just God's design that he made it this way. Like when you say, why couldn't he just create perfect beings? That's it, like in his image. But the thing is, I believe if he did that, what would be the purpose of serving him? Don't you reckon like God would just think like these people worship me because they have to, they're created, rather than us like choosing to choose him on this earth, having a choice of free moral?
Why would we have to serve God? What are we, slaves?
Not serve God, but it's like God wants to see who's obedient towards him. This is the life that we know. We're all serving someone at the end of the day. We serve our bosses. We serve the government.
Why would we have to be obedient to God when we don't have to be obedient to God? God could have just made us loving and good from the get-go. No evil, no obedience. We just live our lives, be free and good.
From my knowledge, I don't have any like knowledge of that itself, but I can only give you my understanding, which would be that God did do that in the beginning. He created angels, but when he created these angels, as we know, they're eternal beings, they serve him because they're created beings, like they're having the same situation of the things that you're saying. Whereas it makes more sense that we get to have free morality and choose if we want to choose God. Like, for example, you're an atheist.
Stop
I
yapping.
understand.
Please stop yapping. I'm going to do this one
Okay.
time for you. If you don't understand this, you're just going to go bye-bye because I don't have time for this shit. God has free will. God never chooses evil. Do you agree?
God doesn't have free will. That guy was wrong about that. I don't agree with that.
God
does
doesn't
not have free will.
So God's just a robot, just following commands?
But- Yes, absolutely. He's the one who gave the law to the Israelites. He has to keep the law. Which
So then,
lawgiver breaks the law?
great. So then there's no reason why we have to exist. There's no purpose for our existence. We're just part of God's robotic thing. There's no reason why we
No,
exist.
it's. I mean, if you see it that way, but the thing is, it's by design. It's by design.
How
This is
can
the
he
knowledge that
choose
we
to,
have on this earth.
how can he choose to design us if he doesn't have free will?
Yeah, because we can't do anything we want, can we? We can't fly in space. We can't go.
Sir, can you please listen to what I just told you?
Yeah.
How could God have designed us freely if he doesn't have free will?
What do you mean by that? Can you expand?
Do you think we were designed by God?
Yes.
Did he do that freely or was he forced to?
No, he wasn't forced to. No.
Then he has free will.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So God has free will. Does God ever choose to do evil?
No.
Great. So God could have made us with free will such that we also never do evil, right?
True.
So why didn't he do it?
Well, that's what I was just explaining to you, that it would not serve him any great purpose. That he just
Oh, so your God's a
why not?
selfish prick. Let me make these people obedient slaves so they worship me. He couldn't make a world where we're free and happy. He had to make a world where we have to be obedient slaves to a master.
Well, I mean, it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's by design. It's just according, like, if you believe
But
or
the
not.
design is dumb.
That's what it comes down to.
The design makes no sense. The design points to a selfish, arrogant, garbage God who didn't have to
Well,
make it that way.
But see, that's what you would see it like that. But then other people would see it like, oh, thank God for this life in general. You know, that people are thanking God for this life.
Why is it logically necessary that God had to have made a world where we are obedient to him? Why?
Well, I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, for example, in the Bible, it says the whole point of our purpose of being here, this whole body, is to serve God, is to keep his commandments. It's literally that. That's
But
all
why
it is.
did
Like,
God make it that
that's-
way? Why did God
I
make
can
it that
tell
way?
you, I don't
God
have
could have
that-
made
I
us
don't
so
have the
that.
knowledge to tell you.
See, this is why you guys never learn. You're just yapping and yapping. Listen.
I'm not yapping. I'm telling you, I don't have the knowledge to tell you that. I can't. I can only tell you.
Good luck, sir. I don't know how to help you anymore. Just blah 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 blah. How easy of a life it is to be Christian. Just yap 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 yap, and just pretend I win. I win because I yap the most.
What's up?
Hello, how are you?
I'm here to yap. Okay, so you always say why, and then you also ask people about God and if God was this way or if God was that way, right? So if you don't believe in God, you don't believe in God. If you believe in miracles, if you believe in miracles, then you can appreciate a miracle. Our bodies represent the cosmos. If you look at the Bible, it was written by humans. Humans have a fallible fact in them. If you want to talk about religion or
Right.
you want to talk about what is we represent the cosmos.
Right.
The gravity, the sun. You could talk about science, all
Mhm.
these things, but what
Right.
is what is.
What
So
is?
you don't believe in miracles,
I don't believe in miracles.
and you don't believe in God.
I don't believe in God.
So you're never gonna understand it, bro.
Me
And
neither.
you back up a
Me
little
neither.
from the camera because you're right on top of the
thank you,
camera.
sir. God bless you. Oh, you're so great. Next. Oh, those people can vote. Oh my gosh. Hello? Ma'am, your music is high.
Savings this big won't last long. Only at K.
Get your God filler today. Little price of $19.99. Shipping and handling included. Logic not included. Other things you just don't know? Well, here's God did it. Replaces years of scientific research for the low price of $19.99. Logic not included. All right, I got a few more people here. Please tap subscribe to YouTube, please. Link in bio. Please subscribe to my YouTube. Hello.
Yo,
What?
do you believe in God or no?
Come on, sir. At this point, how the fuck do you not know who I am?
No, I just saw you on live. So I want to ask you, do you believe in God or no?
No.
So when someone fucks your mom, you say, oh my God, help me.
Well, your mom said that last night with me. She liked me. She liked it so much that she said, "Oh my Mike, I'm your mom's God." Have
I'll
a good
fuck
day.
your mom on your chest, you
I
cunt.
fucked your mom. I fucked your mom 4 times. Hey, what do you got? Hello. Star Trek. You there? Don't be shy. Don't be shy, sir. Do you speak telepathically? All right. Have a good day.
Hey,
Hello?
what's man? How's it going, buddy? What's up, Mike?
Come on, sir.
What's
What do
going?
you got? What do you got, sir? Don't pretend to be nice. What do you got?
No, I just wanted to say, um, do I believe God is imaginary? I like to believe that in the beginning, when I was little, I used to believe God. This whole thing was part of just what the people tell you, you know. But then I realized as I went along that maybe there is something out there that is legit. You know what I mean? But
No, I don't know what you mean. I don't care about your life story. Can you just give us arguments for God?
um, I honestly an argument. What do you mean? Like you want me to?
Okay, have a good day. Terry. Good day to you, sir. Please follow my YouTube, subscribe, link in bio. All my content, science, debates, lives, everything's on my YouTube, guys. It's blowing up. I got 1 million subscribers. I'm so close. Just need like 15 more people and I get 1 million. So close. Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Alive. What do you got?
Hey, I'm saying that you're directly or indirectly responsible for the deaths of hundreds, if not thousands, of animals a year.
Okay. Are you Batman? I'm Batman too. Yeah, so I think you're trying to say that I kill insects in crop fields. I mean, well, I understand that animals die in crop fields, but the problem is that those are not intentional deaths. I'm not intending for those animals to die. But more importantly, meat eaters kill way more animals than any vegan. More crops die for meat eaters, more animals die for meat eaters. Way more destruction and death is caused by meat eating. So vegans want to minimize harm and suffering. You for some reason you guys want to maximize them.
Do you know what an MSDS is? Material data sheet is.
Okay, yeah.
If you read that, you will see how many animals die from testing for every chemical known to man, from the dye in your shirt.
Okay, do you know what percentage of pesticides are used for meat eating, for use for animal agriculture? It's like 75%. So most pesticides are used for animal agriculture, not for vegans. Okay, I'm getting scared. Okay, Bark, have a good day, buddy. Whew. Wow, that was intense.
Hello.
Hey, what do you got?
So like a week or two ago, like 3 weeks ago, you was all pro God. Now you say God is imaginary. Why you like that?
It's called satire. Do you know what that is?
No.
We can tell.
What's
Have a good day.
satire?
Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner.
So, you were saying how you unintentionally kill bugs and that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if I accidentally kill someone, is that still just not murder? Do I just get away with it? Like, think
No.
about that, man. Think about it.
Yeah, if there's no intention behind killing somebody, then yeah, there's less of there's more justification to say that you're not a bad person. If
It
I'm
doesn't matter.
intending to kill somebody, that's different than an accident. Clearly, there's a distinction there. But
It's
when
not
it
the
comes
form of something; it's the nature of
but
something.
but it's a different story when it comes to animals, all right? See, we have to eat something to survive. We have to eat. I can't
Yeah,
stop,
now you're
right?
eating other things which animals eat.
Listen,
Like,
listen.
we need that food.
Listen, yes, we have to eat something to survive. So we have no choice but to eat crops. Crops are typically eaten by bugs and insects and animals, which we have to protect from because we have to grow something to eat. So that's why we're justified in using pesticides to protect our crops, sir. It's justification.
Have you also heard of
So
population?
that's why your situation is not analogous to what we're doing in crop fields. Because we
No,
have
but
to eat
have you
something to
also heard
survive.
of population control? You can't let populations like these, like species of animals, you can't let them get too big, otherwise there will not be enough room for them. Killing
Yeah,
them,
that's
it's
why
like
that's
it
what
does nothing.
veganism
They
that's
are
what
not as
veganism's trying to
sentient as we are.
stop.
They are not as sentient as we are, so it's almost as if it's doing it for the better.
Yeah, so vegans kill way less animals, we kill less crops, we kill less everything. You're causing overpopulation because you're breeding animals into existence. Vegans want to
They're
minimize that.
under a controlled environment, they die quite quickly. So I wouldn't say the population of animals such as that are like getting too large.
Sir, there's 80 billion land animals in factories at this moment. 80 billion. That's a lot of fucking animals.
That's sound. I get 10. Wait, hold on. I'm not doing the math. Fuck that. Sorry, I was gonna do something with my math, but you know I can't be asked for it. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, like as I was saying, with the population, they all end up dying. Like we're not just gonna kill off 8 billion humans or anything, are we? Like those 80
Uh,
billion
what's
animals.
your what justify?
What
What's your
justify what?
argument against veganism here?
Okay, so these 80 billion animals that you just mentioned, what are we going to do with them if we just all go vegan? What's going to happen to them?
Put them in
They will not be
sanctuary.
in a controlled environment, and they will ruin everything around them because they'll be
Yeah.
eating it.
Can you quiet? We'll put them in sanctuaries.
That would take up too much resources to make sanctuaries for 80 billion of these animals. The food
They're already
required for these 80
so.
billion, shut up
So
and
right
speak.
now, sir, there's 80 billion animals in factories around the world. We can turn those factories into sanctuaries. Number one. Number two, that situation is never going to happen, right? Let's face it, that's never going to happen. The
Then
actual
why are you
situation is one
arguing?
where we reduce the population of animals over time as we wean off of animal products. That's the realistic scenario. What you're advocating for is never going to fucking happen.
Then why are you arguing about it? If you know that
Because
everyone is
animals
gonna
are
die.
dying and suffering, and you can stop it, but you choose not to.
Womp womp. What a shame. Things die. This is what happens. It's been happening for
No, it's
centuries
not.
and
It's not
centuries.
things happen. It's you're causing it to happen for no reason. That's the difference.
It happens. This is what has been
No,
happening.
but it doesn't have to happen. You're causing slaughter and abuse for no good reason. It doesn't
You
have
do
to
realize
happen.
this is centuries of things. Everyone mixed meat because of the
No,
protein
it doesn't
that
have.
it
It just
eats.
doesn't have to happen. We do not have to harm animals at all. No, you're wrong.
Yeah, I'm reading these comments, man. Like,
Sir,
it's
the
tough
comments
to
don't
get
matter.
fucking
The facts matter. The fact is, we do not have to harm animals, period.
So what are you suggesting? Like the protein in these,
Go
like,
vegan,
so
go vegan, go
no,
vegan.
listen,
We don't
no,
have to
listen,
harm
no,
the
listen,
animals. We don't have to
listen,
harm the animals,
listen,
period.
listen, dude, shut up. I'm trying to speak, man. Right. So you're talking about like
Next, you're wrong. We don't have to eat the animals, period. No reason to.
Can you hear me? Hi.
Yeah, what do you got?
Yeah, so I just want to ask you, if you believe that there is no God, how do you like prove or point to and look at the intelligent design behind everything that we see in science and DNA and organisms and
Hold on.
cells?
I can't see properly. Let me get my glasses. Okay, now I can see better. What you said? You said we're intelligently designed? I forgot. What? I can't see.
Yes.
Oh, hold on. Let me get my hearing aid. I didn't. My ears are wrong. They don't work correctly.
Yeah, so then this is the thing
Okay.
with
You
Christianity. This
said
is
what?
what
We're so intelligently designed.
Okay, I love your act.
Okay. Oh wait, let me get my mouthpiece. I don't. My teeth
Okay.
are missing.
Yes. So then
Oh.
with Christianity comes
Sir,
the breakdown of
you're
sin.
making the point. Look. The point is that we're not intelligently designed. We have one hole to eat and breathe from. That's a stupid design. Why would people choke to death on their food? Our immune systems attacks themselves. We kill ourselves. Our bodies are shit. We get cancer, disease, allergies, all kinds of disgusting things that are not our fault. They're genetic. And if God designed us, he did a bad job.
So do you think the law of sin, what do you think that is? You think it's just an action, or do you think it's actually the disruption of things when the Bible like talks about that? What
The
do you think it
Bible
is?
is nonsense.
Well,
It's a
what do you think
book
the
of
law of
nonsense.
sin is?
What?
What do you think they're trying to say in the Bible when they talk about the law of sin? Did they just believe it's an action, or did they believe it's a nature, it's a state of corruption
The law
that
of
affects
sin? The what? The law of sin?
the law of sin? Yeah. Have you heard of
What's
it?
that? What's that?
The law of sin. You could read Romans 6, 7, 8. Read that. It's the corruption of humanity. It's the corruption of nature.
Yeah,
Why?
and why did God make a corrupt nature? Why?
So that God didn't actually make it. The law of sin, the nature of sin, happened when humanity rebelled against God. God is everything that is good.
How
But
did
when
we
we
rebel
rebel,
against God? How did we rebel against God?
we didn't trust and follow His say. We chose to follow our own.
Give an
Mind.
example. Give an example.
The example was the garden, the snake, the fruit, the knowledge of good and
Okay,
evil.
so you're saying that Eve ate an apple from a tree, and now the rest of humanity has cancer and disease and mutations? That's so you're saying an apple being eaten from a tree caused people to get cancer.
Can you say that? So you're saying the apple? Yeah. So the apple, it doesn't matter what action it was.
This
It
is
could have been any
this is
action.
fucking ridiculous, sir. Like, why would there be a God who's all powerful, all loving, and watches little people on a little planet? Oh, they ate the apple. Oh no, it's corrupt. The app, not the apple. No. Okay, let's give him cancer. Yeah. Let's give him disease. Yeah. Let's give a tornado. Yeah. A hurricane. That's a stupid God. That's a petty God. If God can't fix that, he's a shit God and doesn't deserve worship. But more importantly, that never had to exist in the first place. This whole theodicy. God could have made us good and perfect from the beginning so that we never cause harm. Period.
So the thing about love, the reason why love is intertwined with this is because there's a choice now. There's actually a choice. It could have been any action. It could have been killing someone. It could have been anything, but there was a choice. That fruit was in the garden to illustrate a choice that humanity had to be with God or to rebel against God. He gave them a choice, and that choice is intertwined with what love is. If you understand love, you'll see that love is
Okay,
always.
does God choose to, can God choose to not love us?
He chose to love us when he died on the
No,
cross.
no, no, no. Can God choose to not love us?
The answer, well, what do you mean by that? Choose to not love us.
Can God deny us? Can God just not love us?
If we want him to, yeah.
So God doesn't love us.
God does love us.
Okay, so if God loves us, does God love us unconditionally?
There's an unconditional love, but when we reject that love, it's our
Sir,
choice to reject
sir,
it.
does God love us unconditionally, no matter what we do?
Yes, there is, but when
Okay.
you reject it in
So
eternity,
God loves us all the time, right? Can that means can God choose to not love us? No, right?
you can't. No.
Right. So clearly, you can still love somebody and not choose to love them, right? You can still be forced to love them. So why didn't God make us like that, where we just innately love God? Why did he have to give us the choice in the first place to love or not love? And why would he care about that?
Yeah, why would we not care? So, if there's a dictator, they would have to automatically follow the rules. They would automatically have to do what they say or do. But choice is another thing that breaks that dictatorship, that breaks that.
Sir, I just explained this to you. God is forced to love us. He's forced to love us. He can't not choose to love us. He must love us because it's in his nature to. So why is it that we have to choose to love God? Why can't we be forced to love God like he is forced to love us, such that evil never happens?
It's the law of free will. That's where it comes into play.
Oh my gosh. Does God have free will?
Does God have free will? I don't know. I honestly don't. Yes, the answer is yes. Of course, God has will.
Okay, great.
God has a will.
No, does he have free will?
Yes, he has a free will.
Okay.
But he has a nature that he's confined to. Holiness.
Exactly. God is forced to love us because he has a specific good nature, right?
Yeah, he does.
So why couldn't God make us good-natured such that we are forced to love God and we never choose otherwise and we live freely, happily, and loving and there's no evil? Why didn't God do that?
Is that really does that make sense though? So, okay. I want to ask you this though. What did God do? What's the only thing that God actually does in the entire Bible? The only thing that actually
Nice
God
deflection,
does.
sir. Have a good day. Nice deflection. Hey, I just disproved God. The sky's gray. I gotta run. That's a deflection, right? All right, let's get the last guest in here. I'm getting tired of this lack of evidence for Magic Muffin Men. Everybody subscribe to YouTube. They know what they not do. Oh, Revival said, I'm scared of him. Shiver me timbers, let's have him on. Oh no, I'm scared, guys. Hello?
Wrong. You didn't even read. Do you know? You didn't even read it.
I'm
I
scared
didn't
of
see
you,
you.
sir. I'm so
scared of
scared
you.
of you. Oh
Nope, you
no.
didn't read it. You didn't read it correctly. See how bad that is? That's terrible.
What's your best
It said you are
argument?
scared of Al. See?
I'm so scared. Okay,
No, you're not listening.
what's your
I said,
argument, sir?
you don't want to have Al come up. Al's asking to come up, and he's been asking for a while.
I'm scared. All right, what do you got?
You're gonna listen. This is your narrative. You're gonna control the live no matter what. You're not gonna let nobody speak and give a real answer. Come on, be real about that. This is some real big cloud chasing you're doing,
You're
and I get
already
it.
talking,
And
sir.
you know
You're
what?
already talking. Go
I
ahead.
partly
What's your
agree
point?
with
What's
you.
your
I
argument?
partly agree with you. You're not letting me talk. You keep cutting me off. See, that's the beautiful thing about it. I said I partly agree with you about going vegan. I partly agree with you. So does the Bible, but you don't talk about that because you want to talk about all the bad stuff that surrounds it. How it tells you how you should eat, how there is a nutritional diet. Do you ever speak on that, or do we just ignore it and just pretend it doesn't exist?
Sir, do you have an argument against me?
I do,
What's
but
the argument
Al wants
against
to
me?
talk to you.
Thank
That's what I'm saying. Al wants to talk to you. All right, I'll see you later. But bring Brother Al up so you can talk to him. He wants to talk to you, but you keep dodging him.
Wait, you're gonna run away?
I'm not going to run away. I didn't come to debate.
Okay, so
I came to
what is
tell you
your
Brother Al
argument?
is
What
going
is
to
your
get you on the
argument?
live.
What is your argument?
Listen, if I want to debate you, I would debate you on a better platform than this.
What is your argument?
My argument is that you're giving inaccurate information.
Great, what is it?
Okay, you're saying that animals do all that. How about your avocados? How much fuel do you think that takes to bring your avocados?
Way less for any fucking meat product. Piers
No way.
Morgan. Are you Piers
You're
Morgan
not
now?
cool. You're being dishonest, and that's not cool. You shouldn't lie to people.
Then give me the research that shows avocados are so bad.
So I have to research your thing because you want to debate something that that you could read.
Yeah,
You said you were a
you
scientist,
made
though.
the claim,
You
jackass.
told me
You should have the
you told
evidence to
people you
support
were a
it.
scientist. Don't lie. You said you studied science and you went for a while.
Yeah, and there is no evidence that avocados are bad. They're
I'm
actually
not saying
one of the
avocados
best things.
themselves. I'm saying when you're flying, the fuel that takes from it, from the jets and planes, that's a lot too. You're calling the kettle black, and that's the problem about it.
Sir,
You don't
there's
want to
something
admit
called
to
relative
something.
emissions. When you're talking about emissions from meat products, there's still way more because we have to grow crops to feed the fucking animals. You're
Nah,
causing way more carbon emissions for any meat product
maybe
versus
where you
any
live.
dairy product
Maybe
because
where you
we
live,
can
because I
we
don't
go
have that
directly
issue.
to stop talking. We go directly to the plants when we go vegan. When you eat meat, you're growing all these crops and you're killing the animals, which you have to transport as well. So
God, you see him turn up his bass on his voice
you're
because he's
causing
angry.
way more greenhouse gas emissions by not being vegan. And there's studies on this. They want the research, like you said.
I said I partly agree with you.
Vegans,
See,
vegetarians
that's
in
the
the
thing about
UK
it.
show
You don't
discrepant
listen.
environmental
You want to
impacts,
listen to your own voice
demonstrates that
instead of theirs.
vegans have a 75% lower carbon
He's mad,
footprint than
guys,
their
because
counterpart meat eaters.
you're mad.
That is
Because
evidence based on peer-reviewed science that you have not shown
body movement,
otherwise. Go.
body
What's your
movement
argument?
proves that a person is angry when they're moving around in a hostile way. He's upset. I don't blame you for being upset because you know what? It's true. There's damage either way you do anything. That's the problem with that.
But
And as far
vegans
as
want to
God,
cause less. But vegans
as
are
far as
causing
God,
less
you're gonna believe
damage.
whatever you're
We're
gonna
causing
believe,
less
no matter
damage.
what. You could believe in the flying spaghetti monster if you want to.
Sir, we're causing less damage
How?
because we use less
Listen,
carbon
okay,
emissions. We
okay.
we use less
I'm
land.
gonna,
We
I'm
use
gonna,
less
I'm gonna do. Listen, I'm gonna
less
do
water.
your.
We use
Can we
less
do this?
land and everything.
Can we do this for fairness, right? To be fair, how about I DM you the information so that way you all because it's gonna take too long, and you know
Let's
that.
hear it.
Listen,
Give the information right now.
I'm not gonna go into a computer while I'm doing that. I just got out of dialysis. Why do I want to jump on a computer?
Oh, okay. So you're not going to do any fucking research before you come up to my live where I care about
No,
research.
I'm giving you deep research, but I want
Okay.
you to.
Bye-bye. I gave you a source. You didn't give jack shit. And you're complaining? Go away. Hey, what do you got?
Oh my God, you picked me. That's crazy. I don't really like, I completely agree in some parts, but then there's also parts where I disagree with you. I think the Bible is just a part, like morals, you know, that you're supposed to live by or whatever, just like every Bible, the Christian Bible, the Muslim Bible, they're all morals.
Okay,
And
great.
I
Do
think,
you have an argument today?
yeah, yes, absolutely, absolutely. I believe in a creator. And I believe, you know, we're all everything, animals, people, we all have a sentience, and that's for a reason. I don't believe that, you know, the God that people, you know, that is judgmental and that hates gay people, you know, I'm bisexual, so I don't believe in that God. I believe that
Ma'am,
everyone should
can
have
you just
a
stop yapping and tell us the evidence for your match at God?
um the fact that everybody, every person and animals, you can feel things, right? Why the fuck would we be able to feel things if we weren't created to? Like you're not just evolved. Show me the evidence where you're evolved from monkeys or whatever they say we're evolved from. Like give me the evidence for that.
Well,
So there's not
I
evidence for
guarantee,
either one. There's not evidence for either
ma'am,
one though.
stop yapping. I guarantee you don't know what the fuck evolution is. Can you describe evolution for us today?
So microevolution, there's microevolution and there's macroevolution. Microevolution. So you don't believe there's micro and macroevolution? Okay, you're
Come on,
obviously
man,
ignorant.
give the
You're
definition,
ignorant as
man.
you're ignorant as fuck. You're disrespectful. You're a rude person.
Oh, the
Fuck you.
Christian love is coming out. Jesus.
Oh,
this
oh
is
yeah, oh
Jesus.
yeah. I'm totally Christian. I totally said that. I totally
Man,
said
stop
that I had.
gaslighting. You know
I
you
totally
don't know
said
what
that
the
I
fuck
had a
evolution
direct
is.
belief in something. That's definitely what I said. No, I said that everyone has sentience and a soul, and I believe that we were created for a reason by something.
I don't care what the fuck you believe. I want
Okay, well then,
evidence.
then why are you being
Evidence.
hostile? Who is being
Arguments.
hostile here? You
I
are
want
being
argument. I
hostile to
want
me.
evidence.
You are
I
being
want argument.
aggressive, just like a man, just like a regular little cisgender man. You're being hostile as fuck. Look at you, aggressive. Look at you. That's embarrassing. You
Man,
need to
look
stop.
at you. You don't even know what evolution is. Get the
Absolutely. There's
definition.
micro
You
and there's
still
macro
just.
evolution. There's
What are
evolution on a
those?
small
What are the?
scale,
What's macro?
evolution
What's
on a large scale, and it exists and it is real, but that's not how we got here. That's not how
man?
we got here.
Man, relax, relax.
You're
What's
the one who didn't relax, baby. You're the one who started raising your
ma'am?
voice
What
and
is
getting
macro?
aggressive and doing your little hand motions and doing your little
Ma'am?
head bob. Bitch, I wasn't yelling at you. You started yelling at me. It's not a pissing contest. We're not having a goddamn pissing contest right now.
Okay, great. So what's evolution?
Okay, so there's microevolution and there's macroevolution. I do not believe in the Big Bang Theory. I do not believe
Ma'am,
that
what's
we
evolution?
evolved
Ma'am, what
from
is
apes.
evolution? What's evolution?
I'm telling you, there's two different types. Can I explain the two different types? Oh, can I explain the two different types? Okay, thank you, thank you. So with microevolution, as people, we go through things in life and we evolve. So it's like on a small scale. And then there's also organisms that evolve like tadpoles. You know, they're a tadpole and they become a frog. That's microevolution. That's growing. That's becoming something else. There's organisms that will grow to be other organisms on a small scale. It is if you look it up, baby.
This is
Yes,
so embarrassing. This is why you've been gaslighting the whole time, because you don't know what the fuck evolution means. My prediction was correct. You don't know what evolution means. Evolution does not mean we turn from tadpoles to frogs. This isn't Pokemon, where we go from Poliwag to Whirlywag. Evolution is a genetic process where small incremental genetic changes occur over generations on a population basis. That's evolution. And it is observable in the fossil record through homologous and analogous structure changes in the geological strata. We also have evolution in their DNA, like chromosomal fusions, genetic mutations. We can sequence, we can view the insertions, the deletions in our genes. We can also observe evolution in labs. We have lab experiments like Richard Lenski's in the 1990s, where he took a species of bacteria like E. coli, split their populations, observed their speciation over multiple generations, and observed them become a different species. That's evolution, and that's the evidence for it. Now, when it comes to the Big Bang is simply the expansion of space-time, not the beginning of time, and there's no God required. It's not a bang, it's not an explosion, it's an expansion. So, when you come back to the conversation, I want you to give me evidence of God or go away. That's your only two options, okay? Evidence or go. Go.
My mic got turned off for some reason. I didn't do that.
Go.
Okay, absolutely. When you meet someone who is struggling and you feel that sense of, compassion, that is what I feel God is. I feel that God is having compassion for other people and having humanity. And when you see animals that interact with each other and that care about each other, there's evil and there is good. The difference between good and evil, that's where I see creation. And that's where it comes from. It's not just something you can see. You can't just see God, just like you can't see the fact there is no God. You can't see either one. So for you to sit here and be so aggressive towards people who have different beliefs than you, that is the problem that I have with this shit.
Man, this is what you sound like.
Believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the
That's
U.S.
what you sounded like. That's exactly what you sounded like. And I'm not trying to be rude here. I'm not trying to be mean, but you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right? And unfortunately, you didn't know what evolution was. You just pretended as if compassion means God exists. That's a presupposition. You have zero evidence for God. You presented no evidence, and we're now all dumber for listening to your conversation. All right, guys, get the next victim in here. I personally believe that we should go to the countries and help. They don't have maps. And we should go to the countries and help them have maps. I personally believe.
Hey, you.
Typical Christian right there. Average IQ. All right, let's get the next victim in here. Doing great today, guys. We have lots of great guests. Hey, what do you got?
Hey, what's up? Uh, uh, I agree to almost everything, until they go vegan shit. It's not that I don't agree with it. I don't think it's just worth it. Cause I met a lot of vegan people, and then this is not a fact. It's just based on my personal experience with vegan people. I don't feel just worth it. I think it's a really noble thing to do to the environment. Just don't think it's worth it. You know?
Okay. Why is it not worth it?
At least just for me to change my entire diet, that I focus heavily on protein, that I gain mostly of meat. It's
So
just
you
hard for
you
me
so
to
it's
consistent
too
with
hard for you to
plant-based.
just so it's too hard for you to just replace meat with like tofu or beans? That's too hard for you?
Not for me. I just feel like it's not worth it, and it's not
What's
as
what do you,
big
what
of a
it's not
deal.
worth it? What do you mean? What is it worth to who, right? To yourself or to the animals?
Yeah, mostly to myself. You're right. I think it's a noble thing to do.
Yeah.
However,
So the point is you're being selfish, right? You're being selfish. Oh, I don't want to change. You're being selfish. And to me, that's not ethics. ethics does not mean you take care of yourself. It means you take care of others. As we claim to be in America, at least, we love animals in America. We say we love them, we take care of them. If I were to come up with a dog and slit its neck open, everybody would go crazy. They would think I should be in jail. But why do you think it's okay to kill animals? Why is it worth it to kill the animals when they don't have to?
Most of them are just raised to die, and that's a fact. However, there are more ethical ways to produce meat.
Like what?
Okay, let's say you're in you have like a farm, right? Like with a shit ton of animals, they're like carefree until they have to die, and they die like in a more ethical way. Let's say like get put to sleep and get shot, right? And
Wait. So getting shot. So you think getting shot is a good, humane way to kill somebody?
if they're asleep,
Okay, great. So let's do this with humans. If there's a human sleeping, can I shoot it? Would that be humane?
the thing is, the humans is they're not made to be killed. Like we made the
Why not?
system.
Why are humans not meant to be killed, but animals are meant to be killed? Why?
Good question, though. The thing is, since we are humans and we live in a human society, we put more emphasis on the value of a human life.
Yeah, no, I think I'm more valuable than you, but I don't murder you, right? Value doesn't matter. I'm talking about morality. Why do we morally consider, why is it morally okay to just kill an animal when it's not necessary? Why?
Because of the thing it produces. In this case, meat.
So meat, okay. So you think just because it produces meat, we get to eat it. Okay. How about a person? They produce meat. Can we eat people because they produce meat?
No. I think it just comes down to ethics for
So we're
human.
back to square one. You have a
Yeah,
contradiction,
exactly.
right? What's the justification for killing animals? You don't have one.
I do have one. And then what? What do you mean?
What
Oh, wait, the
justifies
reason. Never
doing
mind.
it?
Yeah, the reason. Okay. Okay. So let's say it was ethically correct, or like it was normalized to raise humans to be killed in the same way, right? Oh no, that's fucked up. Never mind. And yeah, it's a fucked up industry. It is, but I'm just saying there are more ethical ways to
That's what
kill
I've been
cattle,
saying.
let's say.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like we treat animals like garbage, like objects. And earlier today, I called animals somebody, and the person the guest got mad at me. They're like, "Don't call them somebody; they're objects."
Nah,
No,
they ain't
the way we
objects. Like I
view
wouldn't
the
murder
way
my
we
cat. I love my
view
cat. I will kill
the way we
anything for my
view
cat.
animals is incorrect. The way we view animals is so disconnected, and it's very, very sad. Animals are amazing sentient beings, just as we are. They're not objects.